A countdown tipping off our coverage at 7 Eastern. Don't look now, but the Warriors continued their winning ways last night, taking down the Blazers 130-120. The newly acquired Jimmy Butler continued to shine with a triple-double while Steph Curry scored 24. Golden State has now won 12 of their last 14 games. Now the Warriors' recent hot streak has them in the 6th spot in the West, meaning they would avoid the play-in tournament if the season ended today. But the Timberwolves hot on their heels, folks, after also winning 5 in a row, while the Clippers have won 3 straight. Stephen A. Smith, tell me this. How high in the standings do the Warriors need to get in order to go on a deep playoff run?
I think they could be right where they are. They just need to avoid the play-in. If they avoid the play-in, they could win a series or two. I don't see them going to the finals. I don't see them winning the championship, but it's possible when the babyface assassin gets going. He's the second leading scorer in the league on 50% shooting and 42% from three-point range since Jimmy Butler arrived. With Jimmy Butler on the court, they're 12-1 this season. They lead the league in forced turnovers with 18.1 a game. They're 3rd in defensive efficiency, 5th in offensive efficiency. There is no doubt that Jimmy Butler has played a pivotal role, not just because of his ability to get to the free throw line, but also, even though Steph Curry is doing the numbers that he is doing, he's handling the ball more. But actually, this is incredible. I read this stat, Big Perk and Shannon. Even though he's handling the ball more since Jimmy Butler has arrived, he's actually a little less aggressive offensively, even though his numbers don't show it, because he's scoring more than he did before Jimmy Butler arrived. So it's kind of crazy right now to see the level of efficiency that he's exercising, but nevertheless, it's there, and the team is feeding off of it. So if you're looking at a team, what was the recipe for Golden State's success? It wasn't just the greatness of Steph Curry. It was the collection of individuals that were coming together and playing big-time defense, which is what they're doing. And obviously having a bona fide secondary offensive option certainly doesn't hurt. They have those things right now. We'll see what they do with it. I still don't see them being better than LA, a healthy LA, and a healthy Oklahoma City at this particular moment in time. But I believe anybody else they can take.
I mean, what signature wins do they have? Let's be honest. I know Jimmy Butler, he's coming here, he's got the Golden State, he's giving Steph and Draymond life and hope and belief again. But over this win streak and them winning games, they haven't beat anybody. And when you talk about, when I say anybody, I'm talking about contending teams. They got a test coming up this upcoming Monday against the Denver Nuggets. That's what I want to see. But I can't sit up here and say that they're legit title contenders. I see them as their ceiling. I thought it was a first round exit, max second round exit, but they're definitely not a title contender.
I don't see it either. Steph is playing unbelievable. He seems like he's rejuvenated since he's gotten there. And you know, you have to give the Warriors credit because they're constantly trying to make sure that they're in position, keep Steph happy. He's like, look, bro, hey. But he didn't put pressure on him. Perk, I remember you had a conversation. You were surprised that Steph wasn't more vocal about adding pieces because they were struggling and he didn't have a whole lot around them. Well, they went out and make this trade, and they have picked it up. But I agree with you, Perk. They hadn't beaten Boston. Let's see if they beat Boston or the Cavaliers and OKC, teams that we really put in contention. Now, y'all know, old Goat James, y'all know what he do to them. You know what I'm saying, Stephen? You know about that, right?
I know. I know. Hold on. Let me answer your question. I know what he's done. I know what he's done to them. I also know he's lost 3 NBA Finals to them. So I mean, you pick your poison. I mean, it ain't like he won all the time. It ain't like. Excuse me. Listen, it's not like he hasn't lost to them. I mean, he has lost to them from time to time. So let's not act like that.
Kevin Durant isn't coming back.
Okay, all right.
But so you
he lost before Kevin Durant. He lost before Kevin Durant arrived. What are you talking about?
Oh, when Kyrie and Kevin Love was hurt. Yeah, you're right, Steve.
I'm sorry. They didn't have. Did they have Kevin Durant? Did they have Kevin Durant? Yes or no? They didn't have him.
Whoa.
It ain't that fault. It ain't that fault that Kyrie got hurt. That Kevin Love went down.
Had Draymond not gone to the parking lot with soap suds in his eye, and called Kevin Durant after they walked them down from a 3-1. It had some other towel around his waist crying.
Totally true. And had it not been for that stimulus package that the league office and Adam Silver and them gave LeBron James when he shoved Draymond Green to the floor, they wouldn't have came back from a 3-1 deficit. They went down 3-1 in Cleveland. They went back to the Oracle, but Draymond gets suspended. Iguodala and Bogut gets hurt, and as a result, they come back from a 3-1 deficit. LeBron wouldn't have erased the curse in Cleveland if it were not for that stimulus package that the NBA gave him. All right, and we know the NBA likes giving him stimulus packages. So let's get that out the way. You can say that, but it's a fact.
I'm trying to figure out whose fault was it that Draymond forgot that he was playing in Oracle and not Radio City Music Hall? He thought he was a Rockette. The way he raised his legs up, he kicked that man, Stephen A. And then you okay with it. You ought to be ashamed of yourself,
the man threw him to the floor. And he's the one that ends up getting suspended. Don't get me started with this. Don't start your nonsense, creating narratives. You go right ahead. All I'm trying to say is this: the babyface assassin ain't no slouch. And just like your boy James, is gonna show up to play, what's Steph gonna do? Steph chop liver? What's he gonna do? You understand? And let me tell you something right now. He gonna get loose too now.
You remember in the play-in game when Draymond stuck his finger in LeBron's eye and LeBron with one eye and he shot that 3 from 40? You remember that, Stephen A? I said, that Popeye?
I don't.
That go
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't recall that. I don't recall why LeBron James looking like a cyclops shooting a 3 with one eye. That's a made-up, fabricated story by Shannon Sharpe. I mean, damn it, this ain't Club Shake Shake. You can't be sitting up there doing that narrative about him.
Producer, I need y'all to pull that. I need y'all to pull that clip with Draymond. No.
Right, we'll work on that for you, Shannon.
Can I talk to the producer? Can we find that? It was in the play-in about 3 years ago. We can find it. We're going to find it. I know they got it. I know y'all can pull it in. Y'all good.
They have my authorization. Go ahead and look for it. Just don't take all day. Probably got to do it after the show is over because it's going to take you about a month to find that damn clip. Because ain't no truth to it. He's just making it up. Just making it up. Oh, please. Stop it.
Because it was on ESPN. We ain't got to look too far. We ain't got to look too long. And my good friend Mike Breen, bang, bang.
He's your good friend now. He's bang. Well, he's all our good friends, so I get you.
Perk, you take it.
Molly, I will say this: the Warriors just making the playoffs is a successful season. I believe that they're off season away, but them just making the playoffs this year and Steph Curry being in the postseason is a win for not only the Golden State Warriors, but a win for all of us. Because we remember at the beginning of the season, that man looked